There's something that China would call the 4 kills. I think it's worth going over because the Chinese effectively declared war. They spawned that virus. The most likely explanation is it came out of a biological weapons lab, probably by accident, but who knows. But more importantly, we know they knowingly hid that virus, Neil, for 6 weeks. That's the second kill, because during that time, hundreds of thousands of Wuhanians and other Chinese flew to places like New York and Detroit and all around, and Milan, all around the world, effectively seeding the planet with this Wuhan virus. And it just, if they had simply been honest with the world, they could have contained it within Wuhan and we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's the second kill. The third kill, and China's own customs data, Neil, show this. We saw while they were hiding the virus from the world, they went out and vacuumed up all the PPE around the world. 2 billion masks they bought alone, and they took it from countries in Europe, South America, the United States. And so when the people, the nurses, the brave nurses and doctors on the front lines in New York or Chicago or Detroit or New Orleans needed PPE, part of the reason they didn't have it is because of that third kill. The Chinese had basically vacuumed that up, and now the fourth kill is that they're hoarding that and using that PPE as a weapon in their soft power to project it and to profiteer. I mean, we're seeing, Neil, these are 30, 40 cent masks, 50 cent masks at retail usually, and they're selling them, they're coming to the hospitals here for $7 and $8. And so,
well, it seems to be, Peter, it seems proof that they lied. They lied there with those 4 pillars you mentioned. They lied 4 times. Now, I'm just wondering that back in January and February, when you were apparently sending out signals and alarm in this memo that went to the National Security Council and worried about this approaching virus and a potential pandemic, that people didn't appreciate the magnitude of that, because even then you seemed to be sensing that the Chinese might be hiding something. Did that ever reach the level of the president?
Indeed it did, and as I was writing that memo to the task force on the travel ban, President Donald J. Trump had already made the decision to do that, and that was one of the most courageous decisions we've ever seen a president make. He took tremendous heat from that, from all sorts of special
no doubt, but
interest groups.
He was always convinced that the Chinese were trying to deal with the crisis and that Xi Jinping was being very transparent.
I don't think that's fair to say always.
That wasn't entirely the case, right?
On January 14th and 15th. Now, Neil, the thing that bothered me, being a China watcher for many years, is the fact that they came here, shook our hands, broke bread, got near the president. They knew over a month before that we had a pandemic on our hands. You know, the other thing they did, Neil, and this is this whole debate about the World Health Organization. Trusted brand prior to this crisis. Now what people know is that China gained control of that agency through a proxy, this guy Tedros. It's from Ethiopia, which is a client state of China. And basically, China was able to hide behind the World Health Organization shield. Well, it sequentially went through these 4 kills, and you know, this is a serious point in our history.